meeting to order. Could you please stand for a moment of silence and do the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4 is our roll call. Ms. Burkhardt?
Yes.
Mr. Burda?
Yes.
Mr. Timmons? Mr. Story? And myself. I would like to say that Charles regrets being here tonight. He's absent, and we already miss him. But he sends his regrets. Item number 5, our approval of the minutes. They were in your packet. Is there any discussion or any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
I have a motion from Ms. Burkhardt. I have a second from Mr. Story. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Minutes are approved. Item number 6, 7, and 8, we'll go in those individually. But before we go to item number 6, I would like to ask for a motion to suspend the rules so that our legal counsel, Ms. Olivia Wan, could address the council. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Burda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Ms. Wan?
Thank you. Resolution number 669-23 was signed on October 9th, 2023, and basically it clarified public comment procedures. Citizens who wish to provide public comment must register at the Town of Dover office prior to city meeting, which is held on the second Monday of the month at 6 p.m. Public comments are limited to matters that are germane to the items on the agenda for the meeting. The agenda is posted on the Town of Dover's website, which is dovertn.com. The agenda is also posted on the front door of City Hall. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes duration per individual who registered to provide public comment. No individual may speak more than once on the same comment. The board will not respond to comments made during the public comment period unless it becomes necessary to ask a clarifying question, correct a factual error, or provide a specific factual information. This resolution was passed in conjunction with the Public Chapter 300 Acts of 2023, which basically summarized that the governing body has the right to, requires the governing body to reserve a period for public comment at each public meeting where the public has an opportunity to comment on matters that are germane to the items on the agenda for the meeting. And it also authorizes the governing body to adopt reasonable restrictions on the period for public comment, including restrictions related to length of that period, number of individuals who can speak, and the time that they can speak. And they must sign up in advance. Thank you.
Item number 6, we have Ms. Judith Field. She has the adjoining property of the injection well concerns on Colson Road. Could you please stand and state your name and your address, please?
My name is Judith Field. I live at 118 Colson Road in Dover, Tennessee. And I'm here this evening to say that it has become tiresome to me, not being able to, number 1, sell my home the past 11 months. Number 2, that realtors really don't like to show my home. I have a beautiful home, but the property floods, and I've actually thought a couple times of maybe if I could just put some fish in there because I love to fish. But it drains out, unfortunately. So, but nonetheless, I have a home that, that has a lake in it. My home has, preceding me buying it, did flood, and it went underneath and did touch the structure of the home. I did not know that preceding my buying of the home. I did ask when I was in West Texas, looking at the home from there, do I need flood insurance? And I was told by the builder slash realtor, no, you don't. You don't need flood insurance. I do have flood insurance, so that I can cover money, but for when it happens again. So I would like to see a proper drainage of an injection well. There that's put in that, it's just an ugly hole next door. I'd like to see that remedied so that I can just go on, you know, with not having to be here talking about this. So that's all I have to say about that. I would like to see it remedied. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Item number 7 is Ms. Ellen McCracken. She's the HO president. She has concerns with the Colson Road injection well. Could you state your address and
My name is Aldermen Cracken, and I live at 120 Colson Road, affectionately known as Colson Lake. Been called that since before you were born, according to you, and many, many others around town. But I want to speak about, it's not between me and the developer. It's between me and the city, because you're code enforcement. You didn't enforce code, and I don't care who tells you there's an injection well there, because he didn't apply for a permit for it back in 2022. He applied for it in January of 2024, and it was approved in February of 2024. So anybody says that there's an injection well, there isn't one. It's certainly not an injection well as designed by Cal Burchett, because there are multiple witnesses that y'all want to not let them talk and not hear from them to get the evidence that there is a tank, a large tank below the 20-foot pipe, 18-inch pipe that curves off going in a northerly direction. And he witnessed it, and he witnessed it. And they, you know, there's nothing about that in the area. It's all for show. It's just show. That's why it still floods. It floods the same way that his cousin, who lives behind me, it's always been doing that. Or Mr. Barry, who lives across the street, 35 plus years. It's been flooding there for decades. Just that bad. It hadn't gotten worse. It's just the same. But if you pave that area of parking lot, it will flood her home, and it will flood underneath my home. And you don't care, because you want money. And that's okay. I want your city to grow too. I don't want to change your codes. I don't want to change your laws. I just came here to retire. But when you engage in matters of deception, or you're deceived, or you're conned, and yet you don't want to admit, and you allow an attorney to stand here and tell you injection well, injection well, injection well, when it is untrue, and all the evidence points to it being untrue. If you don't believe me, come to my house. I'll bring you an umbrella and a nice glass of iced tea. It'll be sweet tea from Dover Grove, because I want you to feel at home. I'm not going to feed you whatever I've got, because you might not like it. I'm not from you. But the fact that you allow these people to sit here and lie to you, public officials or people who are working for you as counsel, to lie to you and say things that are absolutely beyond a reasonable person's doubt or lies. In my home floods, you told me that you were going to let Adam Blick build because he threatened to sue you. I'm going to tell you this. If my home floods, I'm not going to sue Adam Blick. I'm going to sue you. And if you have malfeasance of office or maladministration, you can be held personally liable as individuals. And Mr. Story, please respond to my emails on occasion.
Item number 8, we're here from public comment. Do we have anybody that would
Yes,
like to speak? State your name, address, please.
My name is Tom McCracken, and I live at 120 Colson Road in the town of Dover. I'm here to discuss the issues with the flooding in this area. It is my understanding that the engineer from Blick Homes LLC, Cal Burchett, submitted a plan to the city prior to this construction of my home and 3 others, which include the construction of an injection well in the catchment basin as part of the drainage management for the homes built along Colson Road. And in reference to that, I know Adam Blick was here, and everyone knows Adam, and he's a friendly guy. And he provided a picture of the drawing, which he showed me as well. And it showed a 20-foot standpipe. That 20 foot is nowhere to be found on the drawings provided by Cal Burchett, the actual engineer who did it. And it's not what was submitted to the state to get the permit when they applied for the permit to do the injection well. So what he's showing you is something completely different than the engineer actually provided. Maybe the engineer added that form, maybe he added that, I don't know, but I can tell you that the picture that was, or the drawing of the injection well that was provided by Cal Burchett to both the city and to the state, Crittenden Stender, who's the person who handles injection well permits, who provided it to me also, that there was no measurement of the pipe other than the diameter of 18 inches, perforated, corrugated metal pipe, and it goes to bedrock. Now, Adam Blick stood here and told me the bedrock was 20 feet below the ground surface in that location. Could that be true? It could be, but according to the last census, or the last geological survey I could find online, which was from 1962 for the Dover area, it showed that it's over 100 feet in depth below the ground surface. Now, that may be wrong, he may be right, but the problem with it is that the engineer also that came here, that the city brought from the university, he said that everything that's here was just done for looks, that it's not an injection well, because there is an 18-inch diameter corrugated perforated metal pipe that goes into the ground. The pipe's about 20 feet long. It's about 15 feet below ground when there's a curve in the pipe. Mr. Brigham witnessed this with me as well. We both looked at it, and there was water standing in the bottom of the pipe. Now, on top, on the surface, there's riprap scattered across the ground on the surface, but it certainly isn't a 61.5 foot diameter hole dug to bedrock filled with riprap with perforated or permeable material around the outside with that pipe going through the bedrock in the ground. It isn't that. And the engineer agreed. When the engineer says, well, this was all just done for looks, I'm going to say that there's no injection well there, and that Adam can tell you that it is an injection well per the engineer's design, but the engineer, but Cal Burchett told Mrs. Fields on the phone that there's no injection well there, it's a sump, and that's why your house floods.
Thank you. Item number 9, reports from the committees. We've got
Excuse me, another person would like to public comment?
Just one comment.
Yes, Mr. John, I'm sorry, I apologize. Yes, excuse me.
Why do you call that an injection well when that water doesn't go anywhere? It goes in that hole to nature, lets it go out.
Anyone else?
And we got
Yes.
3 or 4 of them around that area.
When people submit fraudulent documents,
Ma'am, you can't speak again.
it's
You've already had your
public
time.
comment. It's a public comment, I'm part of the public. You go to John, you make it part of
You've
the
already
public.
had your 3 minutes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay, yeah,
Yes, thank
gotcha.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, when you're involved in
Thank you.
criminal activity, go ahead.
Yes. Anyone else want to speak? Item number 9 is our reports from the committees. We have our police chief report. Chief Honholt.
So for the month of June, the police department conducted 251 traffic stops with 185 violations, 94 warnings. They made 21 misdemeanor arrests for the month and a total of 115 calls for service. K-9 had several deployments. In addition to that, Officer Patton and Shelby spent some time at the middle school where he spoke to about 30 students, conducted a demonstration for them on Shelby's skills. He also brought Shelby for community baby shower and hosted at the CDC. And of course, technically this is July, but we also got to be in Leatherwood Parade this past weekend again. It was always a good time. Everybody enjoys that. San Diego came along as well. Fire side of things, of course, I think you all know, Kevin Crocker over at the police academy for the next 12 weeks. So Lieutenant Rushton will be overseeing the day-to-day fire operations. That's why he's not here to give the fire side of things. For the month of June, 9 calls for service and approximately 260 volunteer hours. We did several community events, including Fort Donaldson, daycare, and middle school demonstrations. And we also had our ISO evaluation. And we're optimistic on it. However, it's going to take until about December before we get our actual results back. We're looking forward to that. We, of course, I'm sure everybody here knows, about Ricky Smith recently. He technically retired. He's got his time in, but if you didn't know, he took a job as the SRO at the high school, so I think the kids will really enjoy having him there. I think he's going to be a perfect fit for him. Doesn't mean we don't miss him. He gave 17 years here. It's quite a bit of a person's life to put in one place, so congratulations several times. Officer Monica Newman will be taking his position on the road in the near future. We've also added a few new members to the volunteer side here as well, and a few of them are here tonight. They're around anymore in the next building. I'm just going to mention each one of them and let them introduce themselves. I'll start with Brian Glenn. There he is. Brian comes to us in the Army beforehand. He was an Alaska State Trooper, moved back to Clarksville. He joined THP, and now he is here with us. He is DOT certified, basic SWAT certified, and he was on the Honor Guard, so he's a great addition to our department. So thank you. And thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Vic Ward. Interestingly enough, he's also this time in Alaska, and has his firefighter certification there, K-9 certified. He was in the National Guard up there and had a Special State Trooper commission as well. So again, another one that comes to us bringing a professional background and experience. And thank you for coming on board with us. Don Tate. Okay. Don joined us this year as well. He works full-time for the state of Tennessee Parks, and he is the construction manager. He's also come to us as firefighter certified, and on the side he works as a mechanic, which is a huge blessing around here. So, Don, thank you as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mike is here, correct? He didn't come in. We also took on Mike Jackson, who apparently used to be a part of the fire department sometime back, so he's back as well. He's just not able to be here tonight. I'll just point out that once again, and I know I do a lot of bragging on these guys, but I do it for a reason. A lot of departments right now can't even get full-time people. And we're getting some of the bright stars, bright shining stars that out there willing to come out here and give their time to help us out on the law enforcement and firefighting side of things. So one more time, I'll just ask you to give them a round of applause. Just for some of That's all I have for you today.
Welcome, everybody. We appreciate everything you do to help keep us safe. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I got a question for Chief. Don't know if this is, if you can look into it or if it is your department, but on Colson Road, if we could look at putting a caution light, a yellow caution light and a red caution light there at 49 on Spring Street and Colson Road, because I've noticed people coming up Spring Street, or we still have that flashing speed light, the speed zone light.
I don't think that thing functions anymore. I think it was taken down for a reason.
It was. Miss Amy Friscore, she's actually, we applied for that. Remember a couple of years ago when they did all the trimming and everything? That's been applied for through TDOT.
Oh, it has?
Yes, we applied for that when we recommend, when we requested all the trimming coming up through there. We did a caution light there, coming off Sandy, and up here in front of the Methodist church there. Those were three, and we've not heard anything, which that might be something you want to,
We can certainly follow up with
Follow
that.
up on that?
yeah, because the one on
we
Sandy
have
too.
A lot of traffic on
We
Colson
do.
Road.
That's why they cleaned all that out, and we've even requested to kind of widen that when you come out at Colson there because of the boats.
Yeah.
But we've not heard anything, so that's been a
When Charles
request.
gets back, I will check to see
Yeah.
if he's got any additional information, and we'll follow up with that.
All right, great.
See if
Yes.
it works.
She's really good to work with. She's, I think if it's possible, because I know Dennis the chief has met her, she's really good about helping us here. So I think if it's possible,
Certainly.
we'll certainly get it done. Anybody else? Item number 10, we're going to approve the ordinance number 48724 on the first reading. It is the ordinance to amend the municipal code, rules of the road, 15-801. And I know Charles had said he went over it with all of you all. Does anybody have any discussion about this? Do I have a motion to approve on the first reading?
Motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Story. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Burkhart. We'll have a roll call. Mr. Story.
Yes.
Mr. Timmons.
Yes.
Mr. Berta.
Yes.
Ms. Burkhart.
Yes.
And myself. Okay. Item number 11 is to approve the ordinance number 488-24 on the first reading. That is to amend the fiscal budget 2024/2025 on the certified tax rate. And that's also something Charles had said that he had discussed with each of you. I'm sure maybe Carla could answer anything that y'all might have or any discussion. Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
First reading. Motion by Ms. Burkhart, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Berta. We'll have a roll call. Ms. Burkhart?
Yes.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Mr. Berta?
Yes.
Mr. Story? And myself. Okay. Item number 12 is communications from the mayor. Just like to thank everyone for coming. And again, I want to thank all of you that work for the town of Dover. Not only just the new ones tonight, the ones we've got sitting here that work hard every day to make our town what it is. And I just appreciate every one of you more than you know. And I think I'm speaking on behalf of the council too. Everybody, we just hear really good things about how good a job y'all do on a day-to-day basis. And that means a lot. It reflects good on us, Chief, Jeff, everybody that's here, Jody, Carl, I don't think I missed anybody that's already. Oh, Scott, there's Scott over there by the tree. Yeah, Scott, there you go. But everybody, we just appreciate it, even the ones that's not here. So that's all I have. Item number 13 is from the city manager, as he sends his regrets he's not here. Do we have anything before we have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Timmons. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Berger. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.